my god. Ooh. Please do not pay attention to back there. This month is a very special month. As you guys heard from my last video, I was talking about my Loc anniversary. Sorry, my voice is kind of in shambles, but this month makes my 2-year Loc anniversary. Got my 2-year Loc hairstyle. Listen, these hairstyles have just been popping out of the woodworks. Like, I have this little side. Well, the reason why I did this hairstyle is because I don't want to have too much tension on the front of my hair throughout the day. So throughout the day when I'm at work, I kind of like wrap it behind my ear just like this. But this is a really good ponytail hairstyle where you're not applying too much tension to your edges. But I got a retie, what is it, like, it's honestly going on 2 weeks ago, and I'm gonna show you guys how it's looking before I get started with everything else. Let me show you guys the full hairstyle. I just used one of those stretchy, oversized scrunchies to kind of just pull everything back a little bit. I even do it when it's curly sometimes too. You guys will look on how this hair looks. Let's get into, before, I was gonna show you guys my hair first before I started talking, but something that I wanted to point out real quick. Y'all, I got mucus in my throat. It's allergy season for me, or at least I hope it's allergies. Let's look into how neat this looks compared to last year. Last year, I didn't have as much conformity, is that the word? When it came to like all of my locks looking the same. Like, for everybody who's been there from the beginning, we made it, we got here. When you first start your locks, you're like, oh, I can't wait till I get to this length. I can't wait till I got to that length. My length was, I can't wait till I get to shoulder length. And she's here. She's shouldering. Let me try to do maybe like a slow-mo video. Okay.
Pull up an ice block and lend an ear.
Y'all, look at my edges. Edges are way fuller. I'm gonna insert the pictures as I'm talking about these parts of my hair, but my edges are full. I got locks in the front. But for real, let's get into this grid pattern. Hopefully I'm doing it to where you guys can see. And this is going on 2 weeks and it looks this neat. So something that I do want to talk about as far as my grid, I already talked about how my locks look more identical versus like the straggly ones and stuff like that. But so, you guys know I have a new loctician now. With this new loctician, she does her retie appointments every 6 weeks or every 8 weeks. And this past couple of times, I've been coming like every 8 weeks. And I was scared at first because you guys saw my other videos last year when I was like newly locked more. How I was like I had a little bit of anxiety about going out too far, like 8 weeks, 9 weeks, excuse me, because I felt like my hair was falling apart, everything wasn't being tamed and stuff. Well, something that I noticed this year compared to last year is that when I go 8 weeks, my hair stays more intact. And I don't know if it's because my hair is more mature, that everything is just more tameable, everything's not really going out of control. My hair is kind of used to the routine of what happens every time I get a retie and what's to happen between reties. But before, I felt like, I'm gonna insert some clips, my hair just felt like it was, you know, I was about to lose some locks. The new growth was crazy. Everything was kind of going everywhere. There were some really weak areas in my hair. and I had a lot of slippage when it came to washing. Versus now, if I go 8 weeks, everything, I still have slippage. I still have areas where they look a little weak, especially towards the front, but it's not as serious as how it was before last year. Those of you guys who are starting off with your loc journey and you're trying to figure out your routine of when to retie, when to not retie, I see why, you know, you have to kind of gauge where you're at as far as like maturity, because in the beginning you're probably going to need a retie more frequently, because if you have loose natural hair, or if, you know, your hair tends to slip a lot and your hair doesn't kind of grow within the same strand as the loc, you're probably going to need reties more often to prevent your locks from getting weak and damaged. Versus like if your hair is more mature and it's more tamed, it's locking and it's growing within the same loc, you could probably stretch your reties out further. Also, if you take care of your hair good and you manage it between reties, you could probably stretch your retie out longer. There's some new things that I'm doing this year compared to last year, as far as this anniversary, what I've done and the products that I'm using. Last time I was talking to you guys about some products that I was using for my 18-month update. I said I was using this aloe vera juice with some water, and I put it in the spray bottle and I just spray it with my hair. So when I first started using this and I started implementing this, I was using this probably every other day. Now I use it probably like once, maybe twice a week, but here's why. When I first started using that product, I wasn't really necessarily using any water or really I wasn't putting any moisture in my hair. Remember, I said that I was transitioning between locticians, and the one that I had before said, you know, X to moisture only when needed, as needed basis, versus the one that I'm using right now. And I think when I was using it every other day, I definitely saw a difference in my scalp, the irritation, and just, you know, how it felt overall. And it was also easier between reties. And my loctician now, she noticed the difference too. But now that I have like more of a kind of like baseline of what I feel like for my hair to be comfortable and moisturized, I don't need that spray as much. So I only use it maybe once or twice a week, and I use it like if my hair feels a little bit dry. But if it's a hot day, if I'm working out, I'm not really going to use it, because, you know, if you're sweating, your scalp is going to get moist. I don't necessarily need it at that day. Another reason why I'm only using it once or twice a week now is because now it's winter time, it's drier, and these past 2 years I noticed whenever it comes around this time, like I said, my whole body kind of dries up, skin dries up, eczema flares up, so I have to do more in order to take care of my hair. Last year I wasn't doing anything. This year I'm doing something different. So the last time I went to go get my retie, I was looking around my loctician's little salon, because she always has these nice gadgets and products that she places around, and it's just, you know, something to look at. And I noticed that she had more Sisterlock products. So the Sisterlock hairline, like the hair product line, she has more products from that line that I decided to start using. One of them is the green tea shampoo. Remember the last video I said I wanted to try the green tea shampoo? I do love the green tea shampoo. My hair doesn't feel dry afterwards. I don't really notice too much of a difference, you know, between this one and the starter lock shampoo. I feel like they kind of do the same thing, except one of them is more soothing to the scalp, which is the green tea one. So this is the green tea shampoo. These are some of the ingredients that are in there. Yeah, it makes sense why it's more soothing, because there's peppermint oil in there, spearmint leaf oil in there. We got some cocoa seed butter in there. I like that this one actually has more of a fragrance to it. It's not as like, you know, because the Sisterlock products, they're not really too big on fragrance, and I get why, because, you know, the more fragrance, that means that there's more alcohol in it. This one is more fragrant than the starter Sisterlock shampoo. I started, because it's winter time, is this moisture treatment. Using this moisture treatment right here. This is a cream. Okay, so this is how I use this product, because I don't just like on here. This is what I do. So I go ahead and I get a spray bottle and I put like maybe 2 teaspoons of the cream inside the spray bottle, and then I fill the bottle halfway up. I shake it really good, and then I spray it on my scalp. Now, since it's winter time, once a week. I could do twice a week, but because I'm using the aloe vera juice mixed with the water, I just do once a week. And the reason why I started doing this is because you know how during the winter time you switch up your lotions. During the summertime I use like lighter lotions and oils more because it's less heavy and I sweat a lot, versus the winter time my skin is dry, so I need more moisture, so I use thicker creams and Cetaphil and stuff like that. So instead of just using the aloe vera during the summertime, I'll be using like I do during the summertime, I'll be using the conditioner, the moisture spray, also during the winter time. I'll still use this moisture spray during the summertime. Let's say if I go swimming, I'm exposed to like chlorine water, or just something that's very drying. If my scalp just feels really dry one day, this is really good with soothing my scalp. But yeah, just to recap, the new routine is I spray with this moisture once a week, and then I spray with the aloe vera and water twice a week. If I'm feeling a little frisky, I'll just take like maybe just, I would say like, you know, this much of my nail, rub it across my hands and like just kind of go through my ends a little bit so they're not as dry. There's another product that I want to use. I'm going to get it the next time that I see her. It's kind of like a hair mask, and she said she does it every 6 weeks, she said, to kind of help restore her hair and you break it. She said that she basically saw that ever since she started doing it every 6 weeks, she started noticing less breakage. When I get my hands on that product, I'll let you guys know how I feel about it and the difference that I saw when I personally used it. Y'all, I feel like this year, this Loc Anniversary is totally different than the first Year Loc Anniversary. The first Year Loc Anniversary, I still felt like, I don't know if it's like this for like newly married couples where you're just like, I don't know what I'm doing still. Hey, we're here. It's honeymoon season still, but it was kind of like honeymoon season for me too. Like, oh, everything's fresh. I made it a year. Yes. Am I locked? No. Like, girl, you tried it. Like, I thought that after 1 year of, you know, me being locked, I was gonna be locked and loaded and ready to do all these things, but I didn't start really doing things until maybe a year and a half. Yeah, like a year and a half of my loc journey, because, you know, I kind of switched locticians and some new information was transferred and consumed by me, so I started doing things differently. I started doing things, you know, a little bit more. I was more flexible. I was adding more variety to my hairstyles and what I was doing, the different curls I did. So I did so many curl hairstyles. I fell in love with doing the braid outs. I fell in love with doing the twist outs, the Bantu knots. Like, I did a lot this year, and I felt comfortable doing more this year because I felt like my hair was more tamed. I wasn't as worried as with my hair, or, you know, it getting damaged and stuff like that. I feel like I have a better understanding of where I'm at now versus how I was last year at my anniversary. Last year at my anniversary, I was still kind of in the air about what was going on. I was in the air about like how I felt about my hairstyle. I still loved it, don't get me wrong. I loved everything about my hair, but I feel now like I'm in love. Like, I'm just like, yes, like I understand this. Like, this is my hair. I understand what it needs for this. I understand what it needs for that. I understand what I need to do for it to look this way and what I don't need to do so that this doesn't happen to it. Like, all of that is coming into fruition right now. And I do feel like it's kind of like how I was taking care of my, you know, your loose natural hair when you first go natural. I've made so many drastic decisions this year, and I know me having this hairstyle has a lot to do with it. The last video that I posted about us not being limited and feeling limitless, you know, I was reading some of the comments and there were a couple of comments that stood out to me. One of them, somebody talking about how much she was able to do without having to worry about her hair. She was able to excel even more in the job that she was doing, and also, like, you know, you could excel more doing daily tasks and paying attention to things that you weren't really paying attention to because you're not worried about your hair. I was so not worried about my hair that I started focusing on different parts of my life that I needed to make healthier, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. I broke that barrier of not paying attention to it for the longest, and I dived straight in this year, and I kind of like tackled a lot of situations that I needed to deal with, and I'm in the midst of still figuring it out now. I'm just happy that I started tackling these situations now, and I feel like me not worrying about my appearance as much has caused me to focus on the deeper aspects of my life to become a better person. And it's so crazy. I would have never thought that just switching up a hairstyle or making your hair more convenient for you would have such a drastic change on your life, but it did for me. Under the last video, Denise Bell 5910, she left some banger questions for me, and I was just like, listen, I'm not about to even answer these in the comments. I'm going to answer these in this video because there's some fire questions. So she said, with this Loc Anniversary, how am I going to celebrate? I don't really know that's the first question that she asked, but I don't really exactly know how I'm going to celebrate this 2-year Loc Anniversary, but I've been having the fever. Like, she was asking if I would dye my locks or if I would, you know, add more hair for like protective styles and stuff. And honestly, for this summer, I was looking into a few hairstyles that I wanted to try out. As far as protective hairstyles, adding hair, but I'm gonna make it pretty simple. I'm not gonna do like, you know, braids and like the heavy stuff. I'm gonna do more so of like Sisterlock extensions, but like twists, like long twists with Sisterlock extensions, and something more loose, not too tight. I'll get into that probably more in the summertime. I'll do it, and because I really want to wear beads, but I want to wear the big beads, like the knocker beads. I don't want to wear the small beads yet. I'm gonna do the small beads too. And I want to try the lock sprinkles. This hairstyle was so cute. I saw it on Pinterest, like, and I was like, I gotta try it. This is beautiful. I feel like I could do it Sisterlock edition. I'm also going to start doing more 90s hairstyles. Looking up some Lauryn Hill hairstyles, Brandy hairstyles to redo. I'm gonna have fun with it this year. As far as dyeing my hair, I've been having the dyeing fever. Like, I don't know what it is, but ever since I sprayed my hair with that spray paint and that first impression of how it looked and how it just changed up my entire identity, I felt like a new person. I was just like, imagine if this was permanent. But I'm still scared. I don't know, I'm still scared, and I don't want to change up the texture of my hair. I'm still a little scared, but I really have been feeling like dyeing my hair. I want to do like the auburn color, the auburn burnt orange color. But I need more confidence in that area first. And I kind of want to just rock my natural hair for a little bit before I dye it. Maybe like in 6 months, maybe after another year, I'll probably think about dyeing it. But if I dye it, like I said, I'll do like the tips so that it could grow out, because I am planning on cutting my hair in the future. I was also planning on trimming my hair too, like just trimming the ends. But after this retie, everything looks more tame than how it was last time. I don't know, like, because I was thinking about trimming the parts that were too long. Remember when I had that lock that was like really long in the front? I don't have that anymore. I don't know what happened. I think she like combined it or something, but I was about to chop that one. Another question that she asked was, do I miss my natural hair? Like, off rip, I would just be like, no. But it's kind of like a complicated question because this is technically still my natural hair. It's just in a different state. So do I miss my loose natural hair? Not really. Honestly, the flashbacks of, like, you know, how much time I spent into my hair. I love the look. I love the big look. I love the afro. I love the puff on the top of my head. But the day-to-day struggle, I do not miss that. Like, and I like this. I'll take this over anything any day. it's kind of weird, but I feel like people around me miss my natural hair more than I do. Like, they'll bring it up, like, oh, I remember, or they'll look at, like, old pictures and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, I used to love your hair like this. Which, you know, I like my hair like that, too, but I knew what it took for it to look like that behind closed doors, and I'm not willing to do that again. Like, I just don't have the time nowadays, and I don't have the patience nowadays either. But that kind of sums up this 2-year Loc anniversary. This 2-year, for people that are starting their Loc anniversary, their Loc journey, when you get to your 1-year anniversary, it's gonna be like, yay, 1-year anniversary. But when you get to your 2-year anniversary, I feel like that's the real anniversary. It feels like more of an anniversary for some reason. Like, you just feel more, mature minded. You feel more mature as far as, like, in regards to how to take care of your hair and what your hair means to you your 2nd year versus your 1st year. Personally, from my experience, I don't know if that's gonna happen, if that happened with anybody else. You guys tell me in the comments how you felt your 2-year Loc anniversary versus your 1-year Loc anniversary, because personally I feel like there is a major difference. I feel more complete here versus last year. But we're gonna wrap up this video, you guys, and I'm gonna wrap it up with the little collage slideshow for you guys, and for me too to look back at, because we made it to 2 years, you guys. And thank you to all my subscribers. We're at 2,000 and we're on our way to 3,000 subscribers. Everybody who's been there for the beginning, thank you, and I love you guys so much, and I appreciate you guys. Have a good rest of your year. I want to add more content as far as locks, so if you guys have any like more discussion topics that you would like to talk about, or you would want me to talk about, so that we can open up a platform. It's not just a video that you guys have to watch. It could be also something that you guys can interact with in the comments, because there's plenty of interaction in the comments, plenty of stories, plenty of voices for you to hear and get perspectives on. But I'm gonna move on to the slideshow, the 2-year slideshow.
You're 22, tú atajando, girl, I wanna handle you, put my hands upon you, baby. You're 22, tú atajando, girl, I wanna handle you, put my hands upon you, baby. Say you like to really ride, girl, I really know your type is me. Wondering if you and I could be Kim K and Kanye crazy. Just maybe constant crazy with my lady. You got something that I'm interested in. Just maybe. You're 22, tú atajando, girl, I wanna handle you, put my hands upon you, baby. You're 22, tú atajando, girl, I wanna handle you, put my hands upon you, baby. 22 going on 23, you look prettier when you're fucking with me. I'm in your city, I'ma show you what it means to be loved. Fuck. 22 going on 23, you look prettier when you're fucking with me. I'm in your city, I'ma show you what it means to be loved. Fuck. You're 22, tú atajando, girl, I wanna handle you, put my hands upon you, baby. You're 22, tú atajando, girl, I wanna handle you, put my hands upon you, baby.
Split line, no need an assignment. Straightforward, eyes on the climbing. Not inside, no man at the climbing. Burning bitches in my 3rd trimester. Shift eyes, they tell me you lying. Don't care, just lay them beside me. Hate time, chasing the rewind. Hate time. I need more space and security. I need less voices, just you and me.
Stay sensitive.